In the previous video, we solved examples 1 and 2 with the help of by the factorization method. In this video, we will solve question number 3 and maybe even 4 by the factorization method once again. So let's make a note of our question first. We have x square minus 10x minus 24 equal to 0, right? Now, the way we solve this kind of question where we have a trinomial, right, is by basically splitting the middle term. By taking, instead of minus 10, we'll split that into two numbers, right? And the way we do that is, first, the step would always be to arrange the given equation in the standard form. That is where you have the x square term first, x next, and x term next, and then the constant term. That is already given to us in a question, so we didn't have to worry about that. The second step would be to multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant term, right? So so there's nothing given here, so by default the coefficient of x square is 1. So if I multiply 1 and the constant term, which is minus 24, I get the product to be equal to minus 24, right? Now I want two numbers which when multiplied gives me minus 24, right? And when I add them up, right, their sum should be equal to minus 10, right? Two numbers multiplied should give me minus 24, and when you add them, it should give me minus 10. So if you think about it a little, minus 12 plus 2, right? Minus 12 into 2 will give me minus 24, so the product is right, and minus 12 plus 2 will give me minus 10, right? So these are the two numbers that I was looking for. Anyways, so if I had to rearrange this equation, if I had to rewrite this one, so this becomes x square. Now instead of minus 10x, I'll write that down as minus 12x plus 2x, and minus 24 is equal to 0. So what I've done is I've split minus 10 into two parts, minus 12 and plus 2. So this is splitting the middle term, right? Now between the first two terms, if you see, we have x which is common between the first and second term. So I could write, if I take x common in my bracket, I'll be left with x minus 12, right? What we've done is we've taken x common between these two terms, right? Now if I look at the third and the fourth term, I can see plus 2 is common, so I take the plus 2 common. In the bracket, I'll be left with x minus 12, right? And all of this is equal to 0. Now continuing, if you see, there's an x minus 12 here and there's an x minus 12 here as well, so we can take that common. So we have x minus 12 common, and we'll be left with an x plus 12, right? So we have an x plus 2, sorry, and all of this is equal to 0. At this point now, here when we have two terms or two brackets factored out, multiplied equal to 0, we can use a zero product rule, which tells us when multiplying two terms the product is 0, then either the first one, so either x minus 12, so either x minus 12 is equal to 0, or I can say that the second number, which is x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now if I solve this equation, therefore if I solve this one, the first one is x minus 12 is equal to 0. If I take the 12 on the other side, I get x is equal to 12. Or if I solve this equation here, which is x plus 2 is equal to 0, take the 2 on the other side, I get x is equal to minus 2. And this is the solution of my equation. So x is equal to 12 or x is equal to minus 2. So this is solved by splitting the middle term. Let's do the question number 4 in the next video. That as well will be where we'll be solving the sum by splitting the middle term, right?